And that's all from me today. Here's Frank.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, now with, of course, the great holiday rush about to start, I've just finished mine. Isn't it sickening? Many of us will be just asking for trouble, apparently, by packing a pair of sunglasses into our suitcases without thinking about it. It's sure to rain, but if we do get some sunshine, will the sunglasses protect our eyes anyway? Well, a team of experts at Moorfields Eye Hospital has been testing sunglasses, and they've found that as many as 8 out of 10 of them simply do not block out the harmful parts of sunlight, which can seriously damage the eye. And cost, apparently, isn't necessarily a guide. Well, now, let's take a little look. Our guest, Andy Summers of the Pop Police, is wearing a fairly... Well, they're not cheap. They're about a tenner, those. Do they protect the eyes? As well as this very smart pair on pop guitarist Brian Mays of Queen, which cost 50 quid. Well, sitting here is Janet Silver. She's the principal ophthalmic optician at Moorfields. What damage is being done, first of all, Janet?
It's difficult to quantify. What we now know is happening is that too much really bright sunlight can make the eyes sort of age prematurely. So you can get 80-year-old eyes in a 50-year-old head.
But that's why we put the shades on, surely, isn't it?
That's the idea. The trouble is that they don't always work. That we're worried that certain wavelengths... everyone knows about black light. We're talking about the...
I don't know about black light.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about the ultraviolet.
Ah, I've heard about ultraviolet.
You've heard about ultraviolet.
Does that damage the eyes?
Ultraviolet certainly does, and that's been known for a long time. But what has been recognized within the last decade is that blue light in high concentration can also make the eyes older than they ought to be.
And are you saying that the sunglasses manufacturers haven't caught up with this yet? Are they doing nothing to filter out or get rid of this blue light?
Well, I think that they're just... Some of them certainly are making an effort to do so, but not blue. I don't think the blue light hazard has been recognized by the industry. And we're hoping that drawing attention to it, because they're a responsible lot of people, will make them do something about proper labelling so that the public knows what they're buying.
You see, when we buy a pair of sunglasses, I mean, I was on holiday recently, and I went to buy some sunglasses. I didn't have any, and I'm just confronted by masses of sunglasses, and there's Polaroid this, and there's glasses which darken when the sun comes out and lighten. I don't really know what they're doing for me. They feel comfortable, they dim the glare of the sun, and I feel they're okay.
And you try them on in a shop, usually, where you don't really have very much sun either.
Yes.
And the advertising that you're subjected to, or that you try and get your information from, stresses fashion and perhaps flexibility or whatever, not actually a protection factor.
But certainly in this country, if it says they do something, they've got to do that, haven't they, under the Trade Subscription Act?
Well, right. And they don't actually have to do anything at the moment. So you can buy sunglasses that really have no effect at all. And indeed I did, for 15, 20 pounds. I bought some that had no effect at all.
Can we compare these two gentlemen with their glasses on?
Please.
Because you said that Andy's were, I don't know, is £10 a cheap for a pair of sunglasses?
£10 is a sort of medium price range. Yeah. Those had me a little alarmed, actually, because while while they're quite dark, and they look okay.
How do I look in them now?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, you see, that's what he cares about. He doesn't care about his eyes.
That's what they're for.
Exactly. That's right. That's unfortunately a common view. The trouble with
that's an awful thing too, isn't it? That people buy them for the looks.
Well, no, why not? Why shouldn't you look pretty? I mean, you spend a lot of time looking pretty, it's okay.
Yeah, but
yes, but not at the expense of my eyes. Actually, I have very strong feelings about this. I think the best message you can give people is not to wear these stupid things at all. Because our eyes are made with the most fantastic degree of accommodation. You have an iris which can adapt to all different levels of light, and like any other muscle in your body, if you don't use it, it's going to stop performing so well.
He has a degree in physics.
I mean, the best thing you can do, surely, is to use...
With a degree in physics, he knows about eyes.
I mean, except in extreme conditions of like constant exposure to snow, I can't see that it's a good idea to wear sunglasses mostly.
He's not entirely wrong. I'm happy to say this, that the eye does have a protective mechanism. We've got what's called an aversion response. We look away from something uncomfortable, like you take your hand away from a hot stove, and that works. But you're far more comfortable, and I personally would like not to have more wrinkles than I'm going to have from screwing up my face when one is looking at bright sunlight. So, I mean, if I go out on a beach when I'm normally stuck in a dark cupboard in the hospital, I'll stick on a pair of glasses to protect my eyes. But things like that, you see, will kid you that they'll kid the eyes.
Yes,
that things are dark, and they'll actually allow some of the rays that we're worried about to come through. And that's really what we're concerned to have
I think
sorted out.
Now, those are £80.
No, not quite.
Not quite?
But some of the ones that I
£60.
looked at, those were around that level, yeah.
Oh, dear.
And I acquired those from an optician who also doesn't get a great deal of information. But you see, these things cost about the same as those. And when I put them through my machine, these were okay as well.
Yeah.
So incidentally, with these, which came from a well-known chain store and cost me 69 pence.
Good heavens. But how do we know? That is the question. How do we know what is good and what is bad?
Well, even I, and I'm supposed to know something about it, could not tell you just by an inspection.
I think you wear 20 pairs at once, then you're okay.
You need a
he's
white
right.
stick too.
You should go around with your eyes
You need a
closed.
white stick too.
I think we should put up with the odd wrinkle and
blanket
forget about
over the
it.
Well, I think what we should have is proper labelling on the
Yeah.
lens itself, somewhere up here, so that people actually know that when they buy a sunglass, it will protect them from sun.
Jan Silver, thank you very much indeed. Sorry I had to stop it there, gentlemen.
Can I have my glasses back, please?
I knew you were
No,
going to
no.
say that.
Sorry.
He's got his. Thank
I
you
like
very
my
much
cheap
indeed.
ones.
Nick.
Well, once you're equipped with your ultraviolet blocking sunglasses, you set off for your holiday and you need to get some foreign currency. It's time now for a regular Wednesday phone-in with money expert Alison Mitchell. And the subject is holiday cash. The exchange rates